Well, hello there. Welcome to Live with Lynn. It's good to see you today. Today's Friday. So today I want to talk about be inspired by your growth this week. It is the end of the week for a lot of us or those who work, mostly Monday through Friday. It's the end of your work week, right? And it's the last day of the week. So today, take a few minutes and just reflect back on your week. What did you do right? What did you not do right? What could you have done better? What could you have changed? Can you think about what you did this week? Or like me, are you already focused on the weekend and the upcoming week? For me, a lot of times it just falls out the back of my head. I'm moving forward and I'm not looking back. And sometimes you just have to stop and look back because there's certain events and interactions with people that could be still lingering or delighting you or weighing on you. Those are good things. Because those are in your mind, right? And if they are in your mind and not necessarily in a good way, think back about it and look at it and objectively, without judgment. Look at, okay, what did I learn from it? If it didn't go well, what did I learn from it? Or how can I do it different next time? It's not about judgment. It's not about you screwed up or you didn't do this right. And so it's just useful to support your growth and your progress by looking at those things, like what happened. So you're not going to say, I did something good or I did something bad or I made a mistake. Instead, you're going to look at, did it support your vision of where you're going, the habits that you're trying to create, and, your long-term outlook? Did it support that? And so, like I said, things happen and they're not necessarily successful. You don't think they're successful, but still, it doesn't mean that it was not a good thing to do. I have a couple of examples, actually. This was years ago, but I did an event. I think it was a Lemon Fest in Ventura, California. And, it wasn't a great event for me. I didn't get a lot out of it. But, it was like 6 months later, I had a lady call me and say, I picked up your card at this Lemon Fest. And I understand you do fundraisers. And I'm like, yeah. And it turned out she was the head of the California Youth Authority, which is a teenage girls prison or whatever, like a prison for teenage girls in California. And they had done this before, but they would do Avon fundraisers. And so these girls are allowed to buy Avon products because their parents, I guess, put money on their accounts and they're allowed to buy makeup and stuff. But they're very limited as to what they can buy, but they can buy products. They can't have things with alcohol in them and they can't have glass bottles. And so, there's restrictions, but there are things they can buy like makeup. And anyway, long story short, I ended up being able to sign up this California Youth Authority as an Avon rep, their own Avon rep. And they started this ongoing fundraiser. And they had, some of the girls ran the fundraiser. That was their job. That was, everybody in the prison has to work a job, and that was their job. They ran the fundraiser. They literally would tear pages out of books because they couldn't buy everything in the book. There was limitations on what they could buy. So they tore out the pages of what the girls could buy, and they distributed the books. They took orders, and this ended up being huge for me. It was like to the tune of between $4,000 and $5,000 a month. So, you know what? That event didn't do great for me, but look at what happened. Look what came out of this. They stayed in account for a couple of years. They're not anymore, but they stayed in account for a couple of years. It was huge for my business. I look back even this week as I'm looking at my calendar this week. I had a leadership meeting on Tuesday, and I have, 12, 13 leadership reps that should be there. And as far as I knew, everybody was going to be there. I had prepared for it. I was all ready to go. It was a Zoom meeting. And I had one couple show up. That was it, one couple. And yeah, I was disappointed. And yeah, I wasn't able to teach or do the things that I wanted to do in this meeting. But you know what? I had the one-on-one time with that couple, and that was amazing. So you just have to look at it. It wasn't a failure so much as what did you learn from it, or what could have come from it, right? So everything that happens in your life is useful. One way or another, it's useful. It can reflect, or, you can reflect on it, or you can reinforce where you are in your growth. It helps you to expand, or maybe you just learned from it and knew that you needed to take a course change, right? So reflection is something that's easy for some of you, and it's hard for others. It's not hard for me. I just have to make a conscious effort to do it, to go back and look at what I've done, what I've accomplished this week, and how it's been good for me. But you know what? If it's a little difficult for you, you know, there's other ways you can do it. Like if you keep a journal, you can go back and read through your journal entries. If you're posting on Facebook for your business, go back and look at your news, not your news feed, your Facebook feed from your business page. Look back at your feed and your business page and just say, did I post? Was the combination of things that I posted last week, were they good? Were they maybe heavy on one side, or maybe I need to change things around? It's just reflecting on it and seeing if there's something you can do better, because that just makes you better. It helps you get closer to your dreams and your goals. So what can you learn about what you did well last week? You know, what did you find you made progress or you found pleasure in? Those are good to know too, because you can do more of those. And then what did you learn that didn't go so well, and what can you do differently? That, of course, is some things that you might have to look at. So you might find that some of the things you did, maybe, or some of the actions you took, or even communications that you had, you know, maybe that they're in need of follow through, or maybe you even noticed something that oh shoot, I forgot to write down that I need to follow up with her next week. So that would be a good thing, right? Just by going through what you did this week, it helps you to remember things like that. So really, I guess that's where I'm kind of rambling. I'm sorry. Just kind of go back, look at your week. What did you do good? What did you not do so good? What can you change? And then go, let it go. Have a great weekend, and let's move on to the next week, right? It's awesome. So what about you? What happened in your week this week? What did you learn from, or what happened fantastic that was great that you might want to do more of? Or what did you learn from? I would love to hear from you. So please get down below and in the comments and tell me what you thought. Anyway, I'm off for a little self-time. I'm off for a mani-pedi, getting ready for Rep Fest next week, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will talk to you later. Bye.